Hey guys, I am Malcolm Shaft Heath, and as far as I'm concerned, the first day of spring has just arrived. My good friends over at So True Seed have sent me my very first shipment of seeds for this year, for this season. It's definitely not my first So True Seed order though. These guys are amazing. They're in Asheville, actually, North Carolina. So you can pretty much start from the assumption that because they grow in a similar climate to us, they're going to do well here. And of course, one of my favorite things is just the fact that this is obviously recycled paper here. Yeah, let's get into it. One hand is a lot harder than you would think. Alright, let's see what we've got here from our folks at So True Seed. What have we got here? Ooh, this is actually the crop I'm looking forward to most. This is known as ají amarillo, and just translated from Spanish, this pepper is literally a yellow pepper. It's one of the most widely grown peppers in the country of Peru, and arguably one of the most important ingredients in Peruvian cooking. Ají amarillo has a very fruity, berry-like flavor with a nice slow heat, medium to hot level. And if you guys have ever heard of Peruvian ketchup, it's a paste that is actually made out of this pepper. And essentially in Peru, they use it just like we would use ketchup here in the States. We've got a little English thyme. This is just your normal, ordinary, everyday thyme that you cook with. Little white yarrow. Some of you may know that I'm going to experiment with some biodynamic preparations. And this right here, well, it's supposed to be really good for like white flies and all kinds of getting rid of pests and bringing in beneficials. You can also hang this up in a stag's bladder after stuffing it full of the blossoms until fall. You're going to do that in the summer, and then you bury it until the next summer. Supposed to bring rain. Yeah, I'm skeptical too. But we're gonna try it. Anyways, it's really useful medicinally and for the beneficials. That's the amarillo we just spoke about. Cosmos. These things are pretty. They're also really good with beneficials. This is creeping thyme. I was going to get red thyme, but could not find it for cheap. This is pretty much the same thing. It's a ground cover that can be walked on. So I'm basically replacing all the grass on the farm with this stuff. And some mint, and basil, and yarrow, and comfrey. So planting a bunch of invasive things so that I never have to mow the lawn again. And it only grows up to 4 inches tall. Purple flowers. I've got some lavender as well that we're going to be planting, so basically turning my landscape into a purple paradise. Now this, some of you might actually wash with these. You know what a loofah is, the things you buy at Walmart in the store made out of plastic. Well, this is the original board that those are based on. Great Christmas presents, actually. Just bath sponges, talking about the vines. Yeah, it says it's good for more than that, but it forgot to tell me what other things it's good for, so we'll roll with that. All this debris, that's from the package. This is the watermelon from the Bradford family. You guys know I mentioned that in my last video. Super expensive seeds. There's only like 9 or 12 seeds in this pack for $9. Tansy. Most of you guys are going to know this as a weed. If you've seen it, because I know most of you don't know your weed names, but if you see it, you'll know what it is. Look it up. Anyways, it's really beneficial for the insecticide properties. So you can get rid of the potato beetles, you can get rid of all kinds of things with this, and it'll pretty much take over a space. Purslane is going to be part of the fig guilds that I'm planting. You can eat it. It's pretty good. It's a powerhouse vegetable. You Like, it's considered an herb, but you eat it like you would lettuce in a salad. And it pulls up potassium, I believe. Double check me on that, but I believe it's potassium. It and chicory pull up basically the exact resources that fig trees need. And if you chop and drop it, it does great. Little Texas early grano onion. We're just going to give this one a try. It's a Vidalia type onion, which, you know, you can't say Vidalia onion unless you live in Vidalia, Georgia, and are on a southern facing slope with the exact pH balance. And yeah, there's a whole science and copyrighted trademark thing to the Vidalia. So they say Vidalia type now, but it's a Vidalia. Only difference is there's more sulfur in our soil than there's either more sulfur in our soil or less sulfur in our soil than they have in Vidalia, Georgia, and it affects the flavor. Chicory, some of you guys might know this as endive or frisee. It's basically something that Gordon Ramsay cooks with a lot, but it pulls potassium up out of the ground for the fig tree. This is part of the fig guild. Medicinal uses, yeah. Salad leaves. You can also use the roots as coffee, so I'm sure my fiance will be using that. Lavender, like I said, it's going to go with the thyme. It's got herb, like tea properties, medicinal properties, but mostly it's a ornamental. Chamomile is great medicine, great for beneficials. It attracts bees, hoverflies, scyphid flies, tachinid flies, and parasitic wasps. It also has an affinity with calcium, which makes it a remarkable companion plant, and you can make amazing compost with it. It's a sedative, nerve tonic, skin cleanser, all kinds of good stuff there with chamomile. You make tea, it's supposed to relax you. Now these we're going to plant right alongside our Cherokee wax beans. These are dragon tongue beans. They're like a type of green bean, but they're purple and white until you cook them. And if you guys are familiar with tomatillos, this is related to the tomatillo, but it's called a husk cherry. So it's got that same growth habit where it's got the husk on it with the fruit inside. But instead of it being like, you know, the verde sauce type tomatillo, this here is going to have more of the flavor of a pineapple with that same similar texture. Really good. Well, guys, this was our first seed order of the new year. I am super excited. I cannot wait to get into the garden and get this stuff planted. We're going to be getting the greenhouse set up here shortly. And as I get these seed orders in, I'll make you guys new videos for it, and we'll go from there. Maybe I'll get a nice little picture of the whole conglomeration when everything gets in, because I went a little bit seed crazy this year. Yeah, as you guys know, there was a little bit of a seed shortage last year, and this year's looking to be the same, but I'm not going to be late getting my seeds in the ground this year. I told you guys that's what happened last year. No one had the seeds I wanted, and I'm picky because I don't like lettuce, I don't like cabbage, I don't like a lot of things. Yeah, everything was late, even the broccoli, and that was just because I finally broke down and ordered from So True Seed. Before that, I was buying seeds at Lowe's and Walmart and Food Lion, and oof. I mean, if that's your cup of tea and you like those things, go for it. There's nothing wrong with it, but I like to grow a little bit more of the exotic stuff, so here we are. Anyways, guys, I'm Shaft. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.